A queen's screams echoed through Pevensey's stone walls as Joan of Navarre faced a fate worse than death, branded a witch by her own stepson, King Henry VI. In 1419, her confessor, John Innocent, met a gruesome end, his head cleaved from his shoulders for alleged sorcery. Stripped of her crown, wealth and dignity, Joan endured a torment so chilling it shook medieval England. How did a revered Queen Dowager plummet into this abyss of betrayal and horror, step into the shadow-haunted halls of the 15th century with tales of torment, where we unveil a truth darker than any royal saga? The scaffold's blade gleams, and its secrets await your courage. In 1366, a princess was born into the sunlit courts of Navarre, a kingdom nestled between France and Spain. Joan, daughter of King Philip III, grew amidst velvet and intrigue, her dark eyes and sharp wit marking her as a jewel of European royalty. At 19, she wed Philip IV of France, bearing 7 children, her grace steadying a turbulent throne until his death in 1404. A widow at 38, Joan caught the eye of England's King Henry IV, a Lancastrian monarch seeking allies across the Channel. In 1403, she sailed to England, her marriage to Henry sealing a bond of love and power. As queen consort, Joan charmed the court, her elegance softening Henry's battle-hardened reign. Her stepchildren, including young Henry of Monmouth, called her mother, their bond forged in shared feasts and prayers. When Henry IV died in 1413, his son ascended as Henry V, England's warrior king, and Joan, now Queen Dowager, held vast lands and a dower fit for royalty. Her wealth, from castles to gold, made her one of England's mightiest widows, her influence a quiet force in a kingdom girding for war. Yet, beneath the court's splendor, envy festered. Henry V, crowned at 25, burned with ambition to conquer France, his Agincourt victory in 1415 a blaze of glory. But war drained England's coffers, and Joan's riches, lands in Yorkshire, manors in Kent, drew covetous eyes. Her Navarrese blood, tied to French rivals, whispered disloyalty to scheming nobles. By 1418, England's mood darkened, tales of witchcraft and treason swirling through alehouses and abbeys. Joan, a foreign queen with vast wealth, became a target, her piety twisted into sorcery by enemies at court. In 1419, a venomous plot struck. Her confessor, Friar John Innocent, a gentle scholar of scripture, was accused of weaving spells to kill the king. Nobles whispered of wax effigies pierced with pins, of potions brewed under moonless skies. Joan's household was raided, her servants tortured, their cries echoing false confessions. The king's council, led by Archbishop Cicele, branded Joan a witch, her wealth a tool for dark arts. Henry V, swayed by greed or fear, ordered her arrest, his stepmother's loyalty cast aside. Dragged from her manor at Havering, Joan was bound for Pevensey Castle, her crown a memory, her fate sealed by a king's ruthless hand. A chronicler scrawled, "The Queen's gold became her chains, her faith her doom." By October 1419, Joan of Navarre languished in Pevensey Castle, its salt-worn walls a prison by the Sussex shore. Once robed in furs, she now shivered in coarse wool, her chambers bare, the sea's howl her only companion. At 53, her body ached from damp stone, her heart heavy with betrayal. Her wealth, gold, jewels, lands, was seized, her dower funneled to Henry V's war chest. Her servants, once loyal, were scattered, some tortured into silence, others vanished into unmarked graves. Her confessor, John Innocent, faced a traitor's fate, his gentle voice silenced by chains. Joan scratched prayers into her cell's walls, her rosary beads worn thin, their click a defiance against her jailer's scorn. She knew the whispers, Witch, sorceress, poisoner, born of lies to justify her fall. Her foreign blood, her French kin, painted her a threat in a kingdom gripped by war fever. She wrote to Henry, her ink trembling, pleading her loyalty as his mother, but no reply came. Her nights were haunted by visions of John innocent, his kind eyes now hollow, his fate a warning of her own. In London, John's trial was a mockery, his sermons twisted into spells, his books burned as devil's work. Chroniclers noted his calm, his voice steady as he proclaimed, "My faith is my shield, not my curse." Yet the axe awaited, its edge sharp for a king's justice. Joan's cell grew colder, her meals bread and water, her guards whispering of curses and effigies. She heard of England's witch hunts, of women burned for less, their screams a chorus beyond her walls. Her faith, once a comfort, became a chain, her prayers suspect in a land fearing Satan's hand. By 1420, Pevensey's isolation gnawed her mind, her letters smuggled in vain, her hope flickering like a spent candle. She mended her gown with brittle fingers, refusing to break, her crown's memory a fire in her chest. In 1421, rumours of her death swirled, some saying she starved, others whispering of poison. Yet Joan endured, her spirit a fortress against despair. Her jailers, wary of her resolve, tightened her chains, fearing a queen's curse upon a king who betrayed her. As winter fell, she knelt by her window. The seas roar her hymn, praying for release, for justice, for a son who forgot her name. On a grey dawn in 1419, Friar John Innocent was led to a scaffold in London's Tower Hill, a stage for Henry V's wrath. A crowd of hundreds gathered, their murmurs thick with fear and scorn, as the gentle scholar faced his doom. At 40, John's face was gaunt from chains, his monk's robe torn, yet his eyes held a quiet strength. Accused of sorcery to kill the king, he stood unbowed, his voice clear as he spoke, "I serve God, not devils." The executioner, a seasoned man, gripped a sharp axe, its blade glinting under a clouded sky. A priest read the charges, wax effigies, cursed potions, treasonous prayers, each lie a nail in John's fate. The crowd hissed, some hurling stones, others clutching crosses, their fear fed by tales of witchcraft. John knelt, his hands bound, refusing a blindfold, his gaze fixed on the heavens. The axe fell swift, a single blow severing his neck, his head tumbling into the straw, blood pooling red against the grey. A gasp rose, some cheering, others weeping, as the executioner lifted the head, its eyes frozen open, a silent rebuke to a king's lies. John's body was quartered, his limbs sent to city gates as a warning, his blood-soaked robe burned to ash. In Pevensey, Joan heard the news, her scream tearing through her cell, her rosary snapping in her hands. She fell to her knees, her prayers choked by grief, her confessor's death a wound deeper than chains. The tower's stones bore no mark of John, his name erased, yet his fate haunted London's alleys, a tale of innocence slaughtered. Joan's jailers tightened her bonds, fearing her grief might curse the king, their whispers calling her a witch unbound. A chronicler wrote, "The friar's blood stained the crown, his death a sin upon England's soul." Joan's torment grew, her cell a grave for the living, her hope buried with John's ashes. Henry V sought to bury Joan of Navarre's name, but her ordeal echoed through England's shadows, a grim mirror of royal greed. In 1422, months before his death, Henry freed her, his war funds spent, her lands restored in name alone. Joan emerged broken, her wealth gone, her spirit scarred, dying in 1437 in obscurity, no crown to mark her grave. Her confessor's execution, a brutal spectacle, lingered in chronicles, a warning of paranoia's blade. No shrines rose for Joan, no songs sang her pain, yet her story whispered in courts, a queen betrayed by a son she loved. Her Navarrese blood, meant to fade, flowed in distant kin, a quiet defiance of a king's malice. Her torment mirrors the cruelty of power, where innocence is a spark doused in blood. As a queen and widow, she faced a son's wrath, her faith twisted into chains. Her brutal ordeal warns us that crowns breed betrayal, their gold forged in the ashes of the faithful. Joan of Navarre's ordeal was more than imprisonment. It was a savage crucifixion of a queen's loyalty, carved in treachery and blood. Her confessor's head, her shattered faith, her years in Pevensey's chains haunt history's corridors, a testament to courage against a king's malice. From Navarre's courts to England's darkest dungeon, her life was a tapestry of glory and torment. Her story, a forgotten horror, burns bright in the shadows of the past. Crave more chilling tales? Subscribe to Tales of Torment and dive into our next video about the gruesome fate of a forgotten rebel. Don't let these dark secrets slip away. Was Joan a witch or a victim of Henry's greed? Share your thoughts in the comments below.